Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Like, subscribe, become a member, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Hey, I told y'all trouble in paradise, man. Trouble in paradise. I'm out here doing boxing videos, man, and people are like, hey, you need to go check out the damn thing this morning. The video on the Breakfast Club with Papoose and Claressa Shields. I go check it out and I watch it and I'm like, this is just horrible. It's become a talking point. And we're going to talk about it. We'll be talking about it tonight. I know there's a lot going on with boxing. I'll be trying to go live and watch the boxing match at the same time. It's going to be kind of crazy. So I'll probably do my normal live, but kind of turn it into... So I'll do my live with the call-ins, with the boxing match going on, and we'll do it together, right? But the problem is this. Nobody talking about Papoose and Claressa Shields. And this is why that relationship, in my opinion, from her being a boxer, him with music, that shit don't look like it's going to work out. That's just my opinion. Nobody's talking about this man's music. He should not have taken her there. You know what I'm saying? He should not have taken her there at all, man. Nobody talking about what he went to talk about. He kept having to chime in, plus, something to save hip-hop, something, on all streaming, count the green on all streaming platforms. They weren't even talking about that. Even the Breakfast Club, they were wrong to sit there and just talk to him about his relationship with Remy and how he met Claressa and the drama. They weren't there to do that man any favors. I'm telling you, what happened today was horrible, man. Horrible. Visible tension, in my opinion. Now, I'm sitting back watching this. I'm a man. And I'm watching Papoose, and I see visible tension and how Papoose was managing the conversation. Multiple times during the interview, I watched Papoose. It's like he knew when to interrupt her, when to redirect Claressa, and when to just completely shut her down in a nice way. But basically, when he interrupted her, when he redirected her, when he completely shut her down, he basically was telling her, shut up. She come in there discussing topics on the man's divorce, about Remy Ma, talking about his career moves, talking about jury, online beefs, confrontational situations, how she's tough, how she got the gold medals, how she got the same shit she parrots all the time. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm watching Papoose and I'm like, yo, man, I'm thinking, how he get himself caught up in this? You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to see, again, give it about another 10 months to see if he benefits somehow from all this, because there's a lot of attention on him right now too, because of her. Everybody's paying attention to him and her. But I just feel like nothing that happened in there was accidental. You know what I'm saying? It felt intentional and protective for Papoose, his sanity, relationship with his wife, because he's married to Remy Ma, and relationship with his child. And see, and that's where people start to speculate, because I respect him, because he's really trying to protect Claressa to a certain extent, but he's definitely trying to protect his relationship with his wife and his child. And then he also is trying to grow his career, to be able to get and stand on his own 2 feet more firmly. You know what I'm saying? And I just watch it. I'm like, yo, this is a bad situation. I just sense frustration on the man. You know what I mean? I sense frustration. And when it comes to the fans, they noticing that shit in real time. Claressa Shields out there talking about, people are divorced, and when they go into divorce and it takes time, and a lot of people have failed relationships, a lot of that. It's like, don't talk about that. She doesn't know. I mean, really, man, she's really immature. She's immature, man. And she's inexperienced with life. And no kidding, in my opinion, I don't even want to sit there and talk about great boxer shit anymore, because we already know that. It ain't even about that no more. I don't even care anymore. She's really hurting herself and hurting that man. And you can see the Breakfast Club, they're eating that shit up. They love it. How many times they going to talk about Papoose putting hands on somebody? Papoose, I've seen it, yeah. he'll put hands on you. Her talking about him and his hands, and he'll this, and he can fight. And I got a man who can fight, and he can this, and finally got. Papoose don't want none of that around him. He don't want none of that. This man 47. He don't want none of that around him. Talking about having to put hands on people because of his daughters. He don't want to talk about that. He does not want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they're bringing to him. And I can understand him. It's just like me being 50 years old. I don't want nobody talking about me when I was younger. I don't want to hear about none of that. I'm not there no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there no more. I don't even want that side of me to come out, period. I'm all about, it's funny he said it. Like, I'm all about loving all and hating none. You know what I'm saying? Every day, you just got to work a little bit to become a better person. But he's so far removed from the bullshit, but he's got a person like her just trying to bring him back to the bullshit. He doesn't want to hear that. He don't want to deal with that. And he's like, okay, she's the fighter, do it in the ring. He's cool. He's supporting her. You can see that he's sitting there trying to carefully guide the conversation, but fans are sitting there saying, man, there's a consistent pattern when it came to that interview. They were pointing it out. Claressa kept trying to speak freely on and expand on topics where you could tell Papoose didn't want to do that. He didn't want to talk about certain things. But she coming out there ready to talk about everything. And he's there killing that shit, cutting her off mid-thought, trying to redirect the conversation back. Boxing, discipline, on focus, respect, on his music. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was the past. This is different now. All about love. I'm a protector. Got so many, my grandfather had so many children. I got 90 cousins. He got a large family. He's trying to articulate who he was and who he is and how he be and why he's the way that he is right now. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to come out here and let everybody know that, what I was in the past is dormant. Push the right buttons, it can surface. But he's trying to say it in a way without coming out here sounding like some guy who's just ready to basically, throw his life away. He doesn't want to do that. But Claressa wants to come out here and paint the picture that he's still out here, Tupac Shakur, thug life, ready to die, and Biggie Small, he like Tupac Shakur Smalls, thug life, ready to die. Like he ain't trying to live that life. But I like it. He kept his tone calm, but he was firm. And you can see Claressa Shields, she appeared frustrated at that moment, like she had peanut butter in her mouth. She had peanut butter in her mouth. It was nothing to laugh off, because she wants to talk. She wants to come and talk stupid, fighting and punching people in the mouth and whipping a woman's ass. And I could do it again for the woman who called me out, these trolls, and they want to say this and they want to say that. And on the internet, people say whatever they want, but this and that. And I beat a man, and I this, and I beat Sean Porter up, and I beat Keith Thurman up, and I would do this, and I would do that. I'm telling you, man, the contrast created a visible imbalance. There's a big time imbalance between them. One person seemed to be, more mature, more experienced, lived life. The other one, emotional, reactive, expressive, angry, full of drama. Papoose, controlled, reserved, guarded, trying to be professional and trying to make sure that nobody say nothing about Remy. He don't want to talk about it. That's all he had to say. Nothing, want to say nothing bad about her. Wish her the best of luck. He did not want to get into that. They still kept digging. He got a little bit out of him, saying certain things weren't true about what was said about him. But you can see he didn't want to deal with that. He didn't come on there to talk about that. But, he feels strongly about certain things, but it was coming out. But I'm watching this, and I'm like, as a boxing fan, this ain't good. You know what I'm saying? At all. And I think Papoose was shutting all that crap down. From a strategic standpoint, his behavior makes a lot of sense to me. Divorce is legal, and it's a personal matter. He consistently avoided discussing his divorce publicly. He said he doesn't want to be part of the circus. They tried to keep the circus going. Matter of fact, today they tried to put a big red nose on his face. Matter of fact, Claressa said, give me that red nose, Papoose. She put it on her face. I'll be the clown in here. I'll come and talk all about your business. And he's just sitting there like, this woman doesn't understand. She trying to come out here and speak freely on my shit. Don't she know that this could create legal complications, invite a bunch of gossip, which is what everybody's doing right now. He's back in the goddamn circus because of her and pull him into narratives that he's tried to avoid. He did not want to talk about none of that bullshit and deal with what he's dealing with right now because people are talking about it. Matter of fact, I'm chilling. Somebody's like, hey, go watch it. It's on. Or it's on. I was at my son's Christmas party this morning. I wasn't even thinking about that shit. And I was like, oh, I had to ride to Dick's Sporting Good to go change some shoes. It's like a 30-minute ride, so I press play while I'm driving. I don't stop and watch this shit like most of y'all do. I gotta have time, and my time is normally when I'm driving. Because my sons are back there on their little switches or their iPads or their phones, and they got headphones, and they ain't listening to me. So I play it on the car and drive, and I listen to it. And that's what I was listening to, and I was like, man, this ain't good. Getting that man caught up in all this gossip, legal could be potential legal complications, headaches with his wife Remy. Got the beautiful daughter there. He just had the birthday party. This right after the daughter birthday, y'all come and talk about drama. He don't want that. He just came off of something that obviously was a highlight in his life to be able to go and spend time with his little girl and celebrate her birthday. Really nice birthday party. He don't want to come down from his high, bring him to a low. That's what the fuck they did, the Breakfast Club, and that's what Claressa Shields did. You know, she don't think, man. This dude she keep talking about her brand. Papoose is no kidding, trying to protect what little bit of his brand he has left. He's trying to protect it, trying to grow it. He's trying to do something big when it comes to music. Look, the man 47. I don't know how much longer he got trying to get a second wind when it comes to music. But he's been extremely deliberate about his public image. I think that's why she want to do certain things in front of the cameras. He's like, I'm not doing that. Because he's not a guy to thrive off controversy. Papoose don't want that bullshit. Allowing side conversations about beefs and chains and confrontations, that shit dilutes his brand. He ain't got time for this, man. Yo, this man is 47, 3 years junior to me. We ain't the same, but I understand him. He should be kind of thinking kind of along the same lines as me. So I'm making assumptions about me saying he don't want to talk about wind chains. She's like, yeah, and for those of y'all, see, we got wind chains. He just, yo, something to hip hop, something, drop. He just killed that shit. That man ain't thinking about no stupid shit about necklaces, about chains and wrists and bracelets and cars and none of that bullshit. He may be thinking about, where to buy new hats and shit, but I mean, other than that, he ain't got time for that bullshit. He does not want his brand diluted, and she is diluting his brand. You got to get control of it, man. She always like, yeah, and he protects me. And I send him videos, and I'm sparring, and he sees me, and I'm like, had a rough day, then I had a good day, and man, they should have never invited her there to talk. Don't let her talk no more. Just let him talk music. Don't bring her to the table. Nobody want to hear about her rapping. Nobody want to hear nothing that got to do with her. Fighting, yeah, and after that, shut up, get her away from the table. Don't keep her there because she was talking more to him. That shit was about him, not her. And then she didn't want to talk. She wanted to talk about all the bullshit and drama and Twitter and social and this and punch you in the mouth and bite you in the ankle. That shit is crazy, man. I'm more and more understand why not just females, the men come down so hard on her. I've been trying to be fair, but I'm watching. I'm like, yeah, she need help, man. She need help, in my opinion. I just don't understand. Papoose knows the media clips work. He knows how that shit works. Papoose understands viral clips are made. A single emotional statement can live forever online, especially when coming from Claressa, who's already heavily scrutinized. Him cutting her off wasn't disrespect. That shit, for anybody like, oh, look, that's why Remy left him, because he's disrespectful. No, that shit's called damage control. I would have done the same thing, and most guys would have done the same thing. It would have been like, I got to shut her up. Without telling her to shut up, I'm just going to raise my voice loud enough and over talk enough to where she catches the hint and she shuts up. And I like how he did that. Claressa felt restricted. You know what? She should have felt restricted because she out here trying to own she's used to owning the room. You can't own no room when it comes to Papoose and his brand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so somebody sent me a text. He ain't got time for that. See, she used to owning the room. She used to speaking freely, challenging narratives. She doesn't self edit, but that's cool when it's you and your boxing career, you and your profile, your brand. But that shit today was about him, so that's why he was like, no, I can't have her come out here and mess up my shit. You know what I'm saying? Him interrupting her, that shit was great. And you know what? It likely felt like embarrassment, like she was limited, like she was invalidated, but that's good. She should feel that. Because what he did is what all the fans have been doing since they've been talking about it. The same thing. They don't approach it as polished as he did and as he does. They ain't got time for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But she don't need to speak, even though she may feel I speak my truth. Speak your truth for your own interview. Where they're talking about boxing, not what Papoose is out here trying to save hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I think Papoose was like, yo, this isn't the place, man. If this shit ain't gonna end well, we get out of here. He already knows. When they Papoose, I 100% believe they have this conversation. Claressa, once we go up here, don't say nothing. As soon as we get on there and their cameras start rolling, all these thousands of people on social media, they're hitting screen record. They're recording. They're ready to sit there and create viral shorts and do videos and talk about this damn interview to go make us look crazy. Don't say nothing, but she can't hold water. She couldn't wait to come up there. That's why they invited her. They knew what they were doing. All of them knew what they were doing. Charlamagne, like, y'all finished or y'all done? He took the Birdman approach. He knew what he was doing, man. That's why fans are saying it's trouble in paradise. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying there's trouble because of one interruption. They're saying it because of a pattern recognition. Viewers are sitting back watching. They're noticing. They're like, yo, man, there ain't no chemistry between these two. Especially during these serious moments. There ain't no chemistry. There's nothing there. Papoose acting more like a manager than a partner. Claressa being corrected publicly instead of privately. Tension masked by smiles and jokes. When couples are aligned, interruptions feel natural. When they're not, interruptions feel controlling or dismissive. That's the energy fans reacted to, and that's why they're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Personality clash is the bigger issue. The interview to me highlighted a deeper dynamic. Claressa Shields is emotional, combative, expressive. She's comfortable with confrontation. She doesn't care what she says. She just doesn't care. She's toxic. Papoose ain't like that, man. Maybe at a certain point in time, he was like a lot of us were. At 47, a guy like me at 50, most women around our age, they ain't got time for that bullshit no more. We're more disciplined, more controlled, more media aware, just have self awareness overall, knowledge of self, conflict avoidant. We don't want to deal with the bullshit no more. Anybody ever got arrested? Anybody ever got in trouble? Anybody had to pay money unnecessarily? Anybody had to deal with the stress of getting in trouble and that shit affecting you at work or affecting you with your kids or with neighbors or whatever? You know, it comes to a point where you don't want to deal with that. And you can tell Papoose, they're like, I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I'm gonna be disciplined, controlled, media aware, and conflict avoidant. She's not, so I need to protect myself. She do her own thing, I could care less, but she ain't gonna come bring my shit down. That's what I saw. And I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing wrong with being a little combative, expressive, confrontational, emotional like Claressa Shields, but do it for your own shit when it comes to boxing and hyping a fight or promoting a fight, not for your man that's out there trying to promote his album and shit. But when that happens, the friction is inevitable, and that's what we saw today was friction. Claressa wants to speak her mind. She does not care. Pap is all about saying less. That shit can't work, people. They say opposites attract. Mm-mm. But even not, but not all flies are attracted to just any pile of shit. They're very particular. You put dog shit, horse shit, cow shit there. The fly is not gonna just say, oh, 3 piles of shit, whatever I can get close to first. No, it'll fly around for a while, sniff around, figure out, then it's gonna find a pile it like. And say, I'm gonna land in this one. They're still gonna sit there and kind of, what's it called, deductive reasoning and shit? Make sure I said that shit right. Even the fly is gonna sit there and not get caught up in all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, hell no. Hold on a second here. I gotta get see something. Yeah. So anyway, man, it's just all a problem. But we're gonna see what happens going forward because I just think this was a sign that's not just about one interview. I think it reinforced why Claressa continues to struggle with public perception, why Papoose keeps tight control over narratives, why fans question whether their lifestyle and temperaments truly align, why fans are questioning if he really wants to be with her or likes her. You know, I just think him, when he comes out to the public, he has a brand to protect, he has an image to protect, and he's really trying to not create any further tension between himself, his wife Remy, especially for his daughter. I like that. I respect it. I'm the same way. I'll take the shots for my children. I'm the same way. Whatever you want to say about me, whatever. I'm gonna sit there and protect them cats. Whatever. Their happiness, their sanity is all that matters. If I gotta look like a clown, cool. But you ain't gonna have my children looking crazy. You can so throw whatever you want at me, I can handle it. That's how Papoose is. You can tell he can handle it, but he ain't gonna have the person who's right there next to him giving him grief and headache. Not publicly anyway. He ain't dealing with that. Hmm. But I think if Claressa continues to be outspoken and reactive, Papoose continues to shut things down publicly, fans are going to keep reading the tension. Even if none of it's openly acknowledged, fans are going to sit back and just watch it. So the bottom line is the Breakfast Club interview. It wasn't they were trying to make it messy. It didn't get real messy, but it was definitely revealing. It showed, and this is just my opinion, man, that Papoose really trying to protect himself, his brand, but most importantly, his daughter and Remy in that relationship between him and those two. He doesn't want any issues for Remy or his daughter, nothing. The past is the past. He wants to leave it there. But these idiots, when they do these interviews, they want to bring up all that drama and bullshit. And that's their job. But if you're so cool and close to somebody, talk about, kind of say, what can I ask you? What do you not want to talk about? That's what I would do. Because I wouldn't want to make it uncomfortable. And then I definitely wouldn't even have, but see, they need that there. They want the ratings. You know you got to have Claressa there because you know she going to say something. And she did. She gave them what they were looking for. She doesn't know how to self-edit in public, in private. She probably worse in private. I just think, that whole thing just showed a relationship dynamic where control and expression are not fully aligned, man. So whether that means trouble in paradise or simply growing pains, I mean, I don't know. But I do know this, that disconnect was visible. And fans and viewers, they're not imagining anything. What you saw is what you saw. And for those of us cats who got a little bit of experience on us, we can look and see, like, this right here, this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna work out. No way. Anyway, y'all keep cool. We go get my boys, man. I just say, Papoose, man, yo, good luck to you, for real. People had this opinion about him. I'm telling you, I'm watching that and I'm like, y'all can say what you want. I'm just telling you, he got his hands full, but yo, good luck to him. Papoose, Papoose, yo, in the breeze.